All right. Hi, I am Elizabeth. I am the vessel for Prince Eumolpus for Spring Mysteries 2026. Whenever I hold an ancestral deity of the Eumolpidae, I feel this intense need to learn more and connect with family. And I noticed this year with Eumolpus, it's completely different energy than when I held Triptolemus, from when I held Queen Metanira. Eumolpus is very grounded in his being. He's not self-sacrificing such as Triptolemus is. Eumolpus feels so much with his heart. He wants to devote as much energy as possible to getting a project done because it's worth it. And he loves exhaustion afterwards, knowing that he has done everything he could and he was successful. That's the warrior in him. And he wants to protect those that he loves so intensely. So when Demeter is around, the first thing that he asks is, I'm here for you. I still don't. Honestly, that's a common theme. Whenever you're holding a role, you will always have that feeling of imposter syndrome. When you are chosen by the deity, you are ready because the deity knows that you are. And that is a guiding light, honestly. When I struggle and I wonder, am I doing this right? Am I representing Eumolpus correctly? He will come in as a sort of energy, not a direct words into my ears or anything. It's more of comfort. Yeah, I improve. Or a little more. He's very nudgy, so a little more. So I think it's great to have different people hold the same role because you get to realize a different perspective of the same deity. And I love that. And he's just so sweet. And definitely a prince. He wants the good things. He loves scents. I'm getting so into tea, into perfumes this year. And previous years, I was, I could go without. This year, it means so much more. This has a language to it. I have to present myself in such a way. Okay, I'm learning things. Thank you. In my daily life, well, there's the perfume in the morning. But there's also this feeling of, I want to do this thing now. I don't want to wait. I want to go do this thing. He's very insightful. And not insightful, that's not the word. He incites me to take action. So I have to be very careful about what media I consume because I will immediately want to go do something else and do something else entirely. Because what's the point of this other thing? I need to go be doing that. But I also need to take care of my bills and things. So.
Okay. Hi, I'm Lady Belladonna Laveau, Wisdom Keeper for Eumolpus, House of the Eumolpidae, and the Hierophant of the Modern Day Restored Mysteries.
Awesome. Eumolpus.
By default, I am the modern day Hierophant, and so it just makes sense that I am in charge of the Temple of Eumolpus. I've never actually held Eumolpus on stage, which is one of the things that you're supposed to do. You're supposed to have been a vessel before you become the votary, but I live it. So I still think I would benefit from being the vessel, but he's got so many lines. You remind them that the Great Mother provides. I mean, the Great Mother provides. Eumolpus is a middle child. So he has middle child syndrome. He is rich and got nothing to do but enjoy being cute and the prince, right? So Eumolpus is very much a heartthrob, and uh, he turns into a spiritual leader, but he is Mr. Boy toy, hot thing, like all of the ladies like Eumolpus. And then he finds a calling and turns into the Hierophant, which interestingly enough really mirrors my life. I had a very good time before I was called to serve in witchcraft, before the goddess called me. And I wasn't a middle child, but I certainly was somebody without a rudder. And then he gets called to serve Demeter, and the change that happens within the vessel it happens. I don't have to train Eumolpus, the goddess does. The goddess provides. You get what she wants you to have. If she don't make it, you don't get it. And if she thinks you need it, she'll give it to you. And it doesn't matter how. Like, you don't have to understand how. It's not, okay, so you do X and you'll get, the math does not matter. Pigs fly if the goddess wants them to. And so I just trust that the goddess is going to provide, and we will make do with what she gives us. And everything, this is her church, and I am just lucky to be able to sit in the seat that she has provided for me to sit in, and I do what she asked me to do, and she makes sure that everything works out.
Awesome.
Well, you know, the Eumolpus is the group that runs the mysteries. And so when you become an Eumolpus, it's a lifetime appointment. You don't change year to year to year. You are an Eumolpus until you decide you don't be an Eumolpus anymore and you step down. So it's a lifetime appointment. And that is because we need you to experience year after year after year after year after year, so that when this one thing happens, you've got the answer to it. Like, I had this really brilliant priestess, really talented priestess, really pretty, really smart, really just everything that you could ever want in a vessel. But so smart, she got in her own way and couldn't just let the process happen. And so how do you deal with that? That's the kind of thing that is really difficult to deal with, but you've got to understand what's going on from years, right, of dealing with the same vessel. Because what it turns into is you're working with a deity, and the person behind that is a meat sack, right? Like, with all respect, they are a very sacred being doing this work, but they become the deity. And that person and personality, I stopped seeing them after about a month into rehearsals. And then when we devote them at the end, I'm like, oh my God, I hadn't seen you in 2 months. Let me have a hug. So in order to have that honing in, you have to have that continuity, and you have to have that experience. And it's something like, we start you in after you've been a lot of the vessels and you've been a votary for a while. And we see that you have talent to direct, and we pull you in and we start letting you watch. And bringing you into the writing process and letting you be a part of it slowly, so as to allow you to learn, you know.
Gotcha.
Eumolpus is the spiritual director of the mysteries. He's very much responsible for the rituals being officiated, where Triptolemus is the governor. The there's the church and the state, and Eumolpus is the church, and Triptolemus is the state. And I think it's very important to have those two icons, those two pillars, holding up the mysteries. And I believe that continuing those cultural iconic methods that are tried and true are really important to maintaining the mysteries and their integrity.